Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to your show, E-Coffee with Experts. This is Ranmay Rath, your host for today's episode. And today we have Ben, who is the founder at Rise Marketing Group with us. Welcome, Ben.
Thanks so much for having me.
Great. Ben, before we move any forward and pick your brains on what you guys do about SEO, paid, why don't you talk us through about your journey and also about Rise Marketing Group? How are you guys different from all the agencies out there? What are your core offerings? What niches do you deal in? And we'll take it on from there.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, that's a big question. What led me here? I'll try to keep it brief as we spend a whole hour on this. Been in digital since 2005, worked at a lot of large companies, large internet companies, and I've been part of the experience as the internet digital marketing industry has evolved. For example, I was back at Yahoo in the mid 2000s doing PPC ads for our clients, which we didn't have the tools that we have now. And working with ginormous Excel spreadsheets, like 500,000 rows deep of all the keywords that do bulk uploads and all that fun stuff. But then I worked at an ad agency for a few years. I was at Google here in Cambridge. We're in the based in the Boston area from 2014 to 2018, and then took the leap into entrepreneurship in 2018, and really haven't looked back and founded a Rise Marketing Group. We're a full service marketing agency. We are focused on performance, though. We're not a branding agency. We work with clients, whether it be e-commerce or lead gen, that have specific goals, what they're looking to achieve, whether specific return on ad spend from e-commerce perspective, or if they're looking to grow their leads at a certain cost per, we develop a strategy to help hit their goals. And that can be inclusive of paid Google ads, Microsoft, Meta, LinkedIn, pretty much every platform under the sun, SEO, and then we're also starting to get into some email marketing.
Brilliant, yeah. Ben, you have been an ex-Google employee yourself. You have had a unique insider's perspective on one of the world's tech giants, right? So how has your experience at Google shaped your approach to digital marketing and your leadership as well at Rise Marketing?
Yeah, really good and interesting question. So I think one of the biggest takeaways from my time at Google was how Google was leaning in to automation and machine learning before it even got pretty big. When I was at Google, again, 2014 to 2018, even back then, Google was investing pretty heavily in automated bidding and using audience insights and leveraging algorithms and training the algorithms for performance based marketing. And actually, at the time for our vertical, I was one of the audience and automation specialists. So I think that was one of my biggest takeaways from working at Google that influences what we do today is marketing isn't the same as it was 10 years ago, where you just focus on a specific keyword, write some copy, drive it to a landing page and do whatever CPC, cost per click. It's very much training the machine. And that requires a totally different skill set than just a junior marketer that can write some ad copy tied to a keyword that goes to a landing page. So that was, I think, the biggest one of the bigger takeaways that's very applicable now, because AI is everywhere, and not to be scared and just really figure out how you can leverage and teach the machines to drive performance marketing versus actually doing it yourself. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And talking about AI, we all were in that storm. I would say still in that storm, right? A lot of us are still figuring out. What is your take on AI? While obviously it has not taken up a lot of jobs like it was thought to be the picture moving forward, but exciting times ahead. A lot of real time usage and use cases are coming out. So where do you
Yeah.
think we are headed?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, I don't think well, maybe it'll replace some jobs, but it's more, in my opinion, at least as AI, and this is all in the lens of digital marketing, not because there could be so many different utilities for it. In the lens of digital marketing, AI is a tool, not a replacement. And it's also like really interesting. I'm going to take us down, diverge a little bit, like SEO. When ChatGPT came out and Google Bard, any marketer got excited, like, oh my gosh, I can just spit out a 850 word article literally within 45 seconds. And then even let's say if it's a WordPress site, you can say, oh, also update that into WordPress code format with headers and things like that. And it would do that for you. So then you can get really excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, within 1 week, I could literally, if you spend 40 hours, you could probably upload 500 pieces of content if that's all you did. But what's interesting is at least what I'm hearing and hearing directly from Google is they're not valuing that content the same amount. So John Miller, who's the search liaison at Google, just a couple of weeks ago, there was a Twitter conversation or an X conversation, I should say. And one site owner's like, hey, why did my rankings drop? And then John Miller's like, looking at your content, it looks like a bunch of just ChatGPT outputs. And all ChatGPT is, it's just taking existing content and regurgitating. So take all this content, puts it in the wheel, and spits out just a different iteration. And then what Google stands is really interesting. Is if your content strategy is ChatGPT, that's just the same old content. Like, why would I rank you above others? Because it's just the same old. And then so I think that what that comes to light is you really need to provide a great experience. Now, so in what I believe, AI and digital isn't to replace copywriters, but it's a tool. It's a tool to help out with keyword research, maybe to do more complex and time consuming markup on a page, let's say schema markup. Could also be good for writing meta descriptions or Google Ads copy and things like that, but not as a replacement for true copy with a unique perspective. So again, more of a tool than a replacement.
Yeah, it is not a final product. At least till now, it cannot be a final product because the content is gonna get consumed by humans before making that final decision to buy your product or service. So that storytelling and telling that emotional question will be missing, even if you use as much AI as you can, for all we know, right? Great. Yeah. Ben, can you shed some more light on how search engine algorithms and paid advertising platforms have evolved over the years during your journey thus far? And then what marketers should keep in mind to stay ahead in this dynamic space? I would rather say ever evolving industry that we all are in.
Yep. Yeah. So as again, it's really manning the machine, and marketing has turned into way more analytics, but you still need the marketing side. You still need to have copy that resonates and hitting people the right offer at the right time with the right message. But it's data collection, but even more so, it's connecting systems together so the AI can learn. For example, we'll take a very basic example. Let's say you have a lead generation site and you're looking for whatever type of leads to turn into customers. You run some Google ads. You shouldn't be bidding based off of clicks, CPC, or anything like that. You want to set up conversion tracking on Google so that way, anytime someone fills out a lead form, Google can say, oh, I got another winner. And then you tell Google, I don't care about clicks. I want more of these conversions. That's phase one. And then phase two, you can get more sophisticated, is upload offline conversions. So for example, you get 100 leads. Some of those leads are going to be garbage. Some of them are actually going to be pretty good. And you want to train Google and other systems to only focus on the best leads. So then you can follow these leads through internally and then upload your leads, the best leads that turn into customers, appended to a G-Clit, Google Click ID, upload that to Google. And then so after a while, you tell Google, you know what? I liked how you're optimizing towards leads, but forget about that. I just want you to optimize now towards customers, any leads that you drove that turn into a customer. So again, what I'm trying to illustrate is you're training the machine to align with your business objectives. And if you don't train the machine, it's just going to drive pretty much anyone to your website within certain parameters, of course. And I think that is like one of the key things that's way different now that we didn't have the ability to even just a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And this particular space, Ben, client relationships are crucial in the agency business, right? And can you share some tips on how you build and maintain strong, long-term, everlasting relationships with your clients and how this contributes to the success at Rise Marketing, how you guys have cracked it?
Yeah, definitely. The clients really depend on us. They depend on us for their business growth. And you have to have relationships are first and foremost. And you could, let's say a client hires us for Google ads and we do amazing at Google ads, but we don't have the relationship. Chances are they're not going to stay with us very long. And you'd think they would stay with us longer, but just because we're not really being a true partner of them, like we're just pretty much a vendor fulfilling a task and they're getting great results. But really, what sets us apart is really being super close to our clients and being a true partner with them and more or less an extension of their marketing team. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've been expanding our services over the years. We started just as a paid ads agency because over time we'd hear from our clients and we'd ask, "Oh, what are you doing for SEO?" They're like, "Oh, we're not doing anything. Can you help out with that?" And then so we build out a practice. And then same thing is now happening with web development, graphic design, and then even email marketing because digital, it's all connected. Customers are everywhere and you have to be wherever your customers are. And all the channels fuel performance from the others. So doing more Google ads can help out with SEO. Not that there's a direct correlation, but people will be Googling you more and you're going to be getting more of that organic traffic. If you do social, people will be Googling you and getting more paid ads and SEO traffic. The key is just to have close relationships. And what that means is really understanding their business and asking questions like, how else can we support you? Yes, you hired us for Google ads, but what are you doing for email? Are you doing anything? If they say no, it's like, we should help you out in that. So that is our best clients are those where we're really close and have these open conversations, see how we can continue to help them.
Brilliant. Yeah. Lovely, Ben. Lastly, before we let you go, I would like you to give these budding youngsters who are trying to make a mark in the digital marketing space or budding entrepreneurs who are trying to either expand or open their own agency, a piece of advice as someone who has been in this space for so long. If I were to ask you the top three things which you would want to put forward as an advice to these folks, what would that be?
Yeah. So I would say be on top of, okay, three things. So first is focus on the area that actually excites you. So, digital marketing is email, website, graphic design, PPC, SEO, social. And within social, there's a bunch of different channels. Don't be everything to everyone. Focus on the channels and the types of clients that you want to work with. That actually gives you energy because if you're going to be doing this 40 plus hours a week, you got to enjoy what you do. So, if you don't like coding, don't be a web developer. If you really like marketing and data and how they intersect with each other, maybe Google ads would be really good. Maybe SEO would be really good. So, one, focus on the discipline that you get energy from and only focus on that. Second, once you hone in that niche, just continue to research. And because you're going to be interested in it, researching won't take a lot of time and or won't feel like a lot of effort. And then subscribe to some relevant YouTube channels, check out a bunch of really good websites to frequent that host updates. And then lastly, create just a peer network of maybe other agencies that you can partner with or maybe other colleagues just to learn from. So I would do those three. So again, just to recap, identify where you get energy from, then focus on that. Two, continue to learn within that field. And then three, build up a nice partner network.
Lovely, lovely, Ben. It was a brilliant conversation. Finally, I would like to play a quick rapid fire with you. I hope you're game for it.
Always.
And then I'll let you go, I promise.
Sure.
Will not hold you back. Great, yeah. What was your last Google search, Ben?
Last Google search, I
You check your system, don't worry. Or your phone for that matter.
yeah, totally. My last Google search, I think I just Googled a restaurant location. I just met a buddy of mine for some sushi for lunch today.
All right. Friday plans are on then. Great.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. Your favorite sport?
American football.
Okay. And what did you do with your first paycheck, Ben? First paycheck of your life?
Probably pay rent. My first paycheck was not very big. I had a very small salary and Most of my paycheck was taken up by a rent, but I was young. I had low expenses outside of rent, but I would say rent.
No, we all had our own share of struggle, so it's fine. All right. The last one will not grill you any further. Let's say if we were to make a movie on you, Ben, what genre would it be?
Oh, wow. I guess
See,
you
we
could have
got you thinking.
yeah, I know. I don't think it'd be
SU and paid was easy stuff.
yeah, I know. That's the easy stuff. Ask me more
Yes.
Google questions. I'll throw it out. Yeah, I guess more about like most people's lives. It'd probably be like almost like a drama. I don't think it would be a comedy, although there's a lot of funny moments that happen in my life. I think it'd be more drama because every life, everyone, rich and famous and otherwise, you have the ups and downs. Everything's cyclical. You're riding high, you launch, rise, and then, oh, COVID hit, and then you have a little recession. What do I do? And then you come out of it. So it's almost that where I feel like most people's lives, there's always ups and downs. There's always the great times. There's always the hard times. And
Yeah.
what can you do to keep it all together?
Great, great. Brilliant. It was a lovely conversation, Ben. And I'm sure our audiences would have benefited a lot out of the insights which you shared today. And thank you for doing this with us here. I really appreciate it, Ben.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.